These questions are going to presume that we are staying at long-run equilibrium and that some sort of shock has occurred which will cause aggregate demand to shift either left or right, and then it's calling on us to come up with a fiscal policy to rectify the situation. So let's look at the first one. A stock market boom increases the value of stocks held by households. That stock boom is going to cause aggregate demand to shift to the right because as our wealth increases, our consumption also increases. So we were in long-run equilibrium, producing at potential output, and now aggregate demand is going to shift to the right. And when it does, we're going to see that the price level increases and output increases, creating an inflationary gap. But the government knows that they don't want to stay in an inflationary gap. They want to get to long-run equilibrium. And so we need to make the aggregate demand curve come back to the left, so we will need to follow some form of contractionary policy that would cause aggregate demand to shift back to the left. If we're going to follow a contractionary policy, there are a few options. We could increase taxes, which would reduce the amount of consumption in the economy. We could reduce government spending, or reduce G, which would cause aggregate demand to go back to the left. Or we could decrease our transfer payments, which reduces the amount of money available for people on things like Social Security or Medicare to consume, and again, aggregate demand would shift back to the left.